Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the Kilgore 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament here at the head coach of the Jefferson Bulldogs, Coach Ty Taylor. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us this morning while your kids are out here competing.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to do it.
All right, Coach, first of all, first-year head coach. Your kids are out here competing in 7-on-7. Jefferson's never done this before, so for you, first tournament. What do you want? You've been to 7-on-7s when you were at Pleasant Grove. So for these guys, their first tournament, what do you want to see out of your kids today?
What I told our guys and meetings we had leading up to today and even this morning was that the most important thing is today and what this tournament's about is it's a checkup for us to see where we are as a culture and where we are in that process of building our culture and building our team chemistry. And that's all this is allowing us to do, is to get out here and get in an environment where we're competing against some really talented teams and just checking to see where we are as a team as far as culture is concerned. We know we have some ability and we know we have some guys that are talented, but most importantly, I want to see where we are in the way that we encourage each other, the way that we compete, the way that we handle adversity, the way that we handle success. So those are all things that we're looking for.
And I know you're not into moral victories or anything, but I thought your first game in the first tournament, you go against Tyler Chapel Hill, team that played for a state championship last year, and you go toe-to-toe with them. So you got to be a little bit encouraged in your first game to go toe-to-toe with a team like Chapel Hill.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a lot of young guys on the field, a lot of freshmen out there that that we're going to depend on this next year. But that's what we told them at the end of that game, was said, hey, guys, we're a couple mistakes. We beat ourselves there towards the end, and we're a couple mistakes. We eliminated a couple of those mistakes, and we're advancing. We're winning that game. And so I think for them, the message from here on out is we should have a ton of confidence in what we're doing, because that's one of the toughest teams, like we said, not in just East Texas but the state. So I was proud of the way it competed in that game. And
it's one of those deals where that's why you play 7-on-7, because these mistakes that you make, there's a spot at state 7-on-7 on the line, but the biggest thing is to get better for the fall. And these are the kind of things that you can see, address, and fix now, and maybe those kids take the lessons that they played in 7-on-7 and apply them to the fall, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The safety net right now for your mistakes is pretty big. There's nothing's going to be, there's no, like you said, there's a spot in a state 7-on-7 tournament on the line. But other than that, man, it allows us to the freedom, our kids, the freedom to make those mistakes, to go and learn and have a lot of those learning moments. And so, we just learn to handle those things and flush it and move on, and then also not get too worked up about the good things that happen as well.
All right, now when you look ahead to 2024, obviously you haven't put the pads on yet. That'll come in August, and you'll really get to know your team a little bit. What's the personality? What do you feel like the personality of your ball club is going to be as you head into the 2024 season?
I think our kids are super confident. That's not, since I've been here, that's not been an issue. It's probably been the other way of kind of trying to rein them in a little bit, and that's why I think it's good playing teams like Chapel Hill. We've played PG and some warm-up stuff leading up to this, but I think that's why it's good to be in this environment, to see. Here are the teams that are actually been doing it at a very high level for a long time. Lindale's another one, and so here's what.
Yeah, Fuller didn't give you an easy pool, did he?
No, he didn't. And obviously Kilgore is another team, and so we look up to those teams and those programs as what we're trying to be. And so, but going into next season, I think our kids are confident in their abilities, and then they're buying into what we're trying to do as a coaching staff, and so all that's going to lead to a ton of belief going into 2024.
All right, now we talked about your first year head coach, but you got hired pretty early. I think maybe even in December when you were actually hired. Yeah. So how big has that been for you and your coaching staff to be on the ground when January, when the semester got started from the holiday break? How big was that to get your off-season program going, get to know your kids? Because I feel like now you're kind of comfortable and firmly established. You're not drinking from a fire hose so much, right?
Not so much. Yeah, that's been a super fortunate part of this, the way that the timeline worked out. We have of 5 coaches that we've hired this offseason, 4 of them are on campus with us right now, and that's been huge because those guys have taken a lot off my plate and eased the burden there, and the kids have really responded well to them, and they've been able to hit the ground running. And we've installed our weight program, our offseason program, started installing an offense and a defense, and just the whole culture of what we're trying to build here we've been able to do that because we was able to get here early and get those coaches here, and so that's been huge.
All right, final question for you, Coach. Now you are again first year head coach, so today when you look back, what do you wish you knew now? Or what do you wish you knew back in January when you got hired that you knew now?
I used to always kind of wonder why Coach Gibson was always on his cell phone and kind of thought maybe he was just in there playing Candy Crush or something. But
talking to guys like me and Roach, right?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But, I think that's what it is, just that the phone never stops ringing and the email inbox is never empty. There's always something coming across your desk. And you hear about that. It's like what I always tell people, it's like when you get ready to become a father and you hear about how busy it is, you hear about how your life's going to change, and you kind of roll your eyes a little bit. And then when that baby gets here, you realize, that they weren't lying. And so that's kind of been like what it's been. It's almost like being a father for the first time. All these things you could read all the books and get all the advice you want, but really nothing prepares you until you do it.
Yeah.
So
you're in the trenches, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So just the constant stuff that's coming, that you're dealing with has been one of those things that I think I kind of had an understanding of, but didn't really grasp, how much that entailed until I got here. So,
well, Coach, I'll let you get to watching your kids these last 2 games. Good luck in 2024, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you for what you guys do for high school football in the state of Texas.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.